What's up, Void Jumpers? Happy Wednesday. It's my favorite Wednesday of the week. Welcome back, listeners and viewers and Russian spy bots. We're going to be playing Monster of the Week on this show today by Michael Sands. It's really good. You should get it. It focuses on characters and narrative and has just enough mechanics to make it possible for you to do whatever you want. Happy to be here. Let's bring in my friends. What's up, everybody?
Hi, in the sky, man.
I'm sorry, what was that, Lisa?
Connor's muted.
It's like I feel like it's just like one of the, like we make those jokes about the givens of human existence being death and taxes. I feel like the other one is, being muted on your Skype call.
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Void Jumpers.
Yay! Hooray!
Are you talking to us or are you talking to chat?
I was also
talking to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, well, hey, Jesse. Thanks. Thanks for having
That
us.
went fast. Super
What's that
fast.
cool poster behind you?
That's Vegeta. Replaces Devil Tom Green. Long time coming. Very proud.
Is that Burt Reynolds also?
Where? There?
Yep.
That's Tom Selleck.
Oh, okay.
I
thought it was Burt Reynolds.
They do have some passing similarities.
Yeah.
At least
That
in
one?
facial hair.
Yeah, who's that one?
That's me, naked, in a field.
Is it fixed to the wall? Could you take it off and bring it a little closer for us?
Zoom in. Enhance. Enhance.
Woo!
Wow.
It's kind of hard to see.
Cool.
It's a still from a short film that I did. The drone photographer I didn't even really know the guy, but he just kind of texted me out of the blue and said, "Hey, I got this picture of you that you didn't know about where you're naked in a field, and it's been on my wall for a while. So I'm about to throw it away. Do you want it?" I said, "Yeah, please."
How did he but he knew you?
Yeah, he did the drone on the film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's strange.
Mm-hmm.
I like strange, but that's strange.
But also I'm glad he told you instead of just throwing it away.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, like, only keeping this opinion of mine to this exact incident, not the way in which it would apply to other people in this incident, to me, yeah, okay, cool, doesn't bother me. You can have, you had the camera, you had the footage, you could put a naked picture of me on your wall. Oh my God, it was so cold. So here's the deal. I'll just tell this story since we're talking about it. It was for a 48-hour film festival, and the script obviously wasn't written until like 40 minutes after the deadline that the film was due, so there was no way I was going to see it. But I got there, and they're like, okay, so we're just going to start with the first shot. We're going to be in the field, and I'm already like in 12 layers. I'm like, okay, cool. We're just going to do like a little outside shooting, and then we're going to move inside. They're like, yeah, so we're just going to be in the field, and you'll just be laying in the tall, wet grass. I was like, oh, okay. They're like, yeah, and so you'll be naked, and we'll just do a couple of those shots there. And I was like, whoa. What was that part? And they're like, yeah, so you'll be naked and you'll be in the field. And I was like, okay. I feel like there was a lot of emails that should have been sent before this moment. Anyways, the film turned out pretty good, so I don't regret it. But it was weird and freezing. So that's the kind of energy I'm going into the stream with. What's up?
What's up? I'm not wearing pants.
Whoa.
That's pretty typical. I mean, like in character, definitely.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're
There's just
cosplaying
some
that,
method acting
Casey.
going on.
That's all of the dumb stories I have for us today. So I'm going to just get out of this intro segment because it's draining my life. And I'm going to kick it over to Trin for our Democracy Corner. Trin!
Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today I'm going to call it Friendship Corner because I often use this space to talk about things that I've been thinking about a lot this week. And what I've been thinking about a lot this week is procrastination. It's good to think about procrastination rather than doing anything. That is also a key component of procrastination. But since you are all my friends and I care about you, I want to encourage you to not be like me and to actually take care of things that you need to take care of before they become big, giant problems, i.e. holes in your mouth. So if there's something you've been putting off, like say a dentist appointment, or taxes, or cleaning your house, or getting a suspicious mole checked out, let me, your friend Trin, encourage you to do it. And then if it encourages you to think like, Trin will be so proud of me that I did this thing. I will be so proud of you that you did that thing. Okay. Thank you for joining me for Friendship Corner.
Thank you, Trin.
I quite enjoy Friendship Corner.
I like it too.
That was lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll switch it off. Sometimes it'll be Friendship Corner, and maybe sometimes it'll be Democracy Corner.
I feel like that'll be up to our democracy, you know?
Yeah, we don't have to stay there.
Fair point.
All right, let's let the recap roll.
If Violet is not the parallel to the heir apparent of the Fire Summoner, then I think I have to be it, and I don't want to be it.
And the people, they speak of me on the Fire Planet.
They have a good time decorating the statue of you with food.
So, what percentage of you enjoyed your little calf liaison with Bryn?
I gotta say, Bryn, no offense. I was disappointed. I felt like maybe we had a connection, you know? Steve Irwin throws open the door and says, "Crikey! What are you doing here?"
Stephen, my lad, so excellent to see you. And I just walk right into the room. Gilvia, I've longed for you these long hours.
But I don't need anyone to keep me safe.
You can't even figure out how to use your communicator. You need help sometimes.
You don't have to shout. The microphone picks you up really well. You could just talk in a normal voice.
I think on the tail end of this, she actually turns very quickly towards her desk, and she throws out her hand, and the wall just explodes.
I am certainly not in any position to dispute your life or your training. But I am in a position to say that I know the company. And that level of power that you display, they will seek to use it against you.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to start with the story time. Tag. Hold on, I'm just hearing some fuzz. Mark, maybe it's a fuzz from me, you, maybe you. You guys hear that fuzz? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're not crazy.
Oh well.
I mean, maybe you're crazy, but
Yeah.
not about that.
All right. Tag. You're young.
Oh, thanks, man. I feel all right. I got a birthday coming up, and I'm really not feeling too too hot.
Just to be clear, I said Tag. You're young. As far as Connor goes,
Falling apart at the seams.
so for the parallels in training, who are all a bit young as well, and there's staggered ages, but for all the youthful parallels, it's recess, and they're out on the grounds. What does that mean for you, though, Tag? You're not in classes with these cats, obviously.
Right.
Are you allowed to join in?
Classes, no. But if I get my responsibilities taken care of, then yeah, I can go out and just have recreational time with them.
Okay. What are the activities at the monastery as far as kids? Like I'm imagining my elementary school recesses.
Yeah, ditto. It's hard to, it's just like anytime I read a book where the characters are of a certain age, I transform their locale into just wherever I was, whatever my school was at that age. So I think that there is there's the training center that we've seen before, but there's also, this place is prepared for people to be of all ages. There is a more conventional playground that I think is a sort of a landscaping marvel. It's not like plastic or metal or wooden constructions. It's that they've grown trees on this plot of land into different configurations that essentially make up a jungle gym out of trees.
Okay. Love it. And what do you do? I mean, you got buds. Are they like waiting for Tag to get done with his duties so that you can come join in? Is it easy like that?
Well, it depends. What age are we talking about?
I want to make it young. I think what's like third grade age?
Third grade,
10?
like 8, I think.
8?
8, 9.
Okay. Yeah,
Third
8
grade's
or
9.
9.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't think he's got a lot of buds at that time. I think he's relatively new to the place, and there is a lot of kind of orientation and different ways to welcome new students, but that's not really his story. He's kind of there living and working and growing up and being raised and taken care of, but without the kind of academic structure to force friendships.
Okay.
I don't think that there are a lot of, most of the people that he's working with are much older than him. They're way, way, way older. He's the only kind of 8-year-old in the kitchens, doing the laundry, tending to the grounds, stuff like that.
Okay. To me, elementary school was all about Foursquare.
Mhm.
And so I want to get the parallel version of that going real quick. So you finish up your duties and you head out to the landscaping marvel that is this playground, and there's a game going. But when you show up, you don't have to wait long to get in on the action. And so just give me like a dex check.
Oh my gosh, dice! Dice! What am I doing? What am I doing, y'all? I think, can I describe this 4-chair?
Please do.
4-chair, 4 snare, 4 square. God, I'll never know if I'm having a stroke. I think it's like, again, it's built into this place. There's just like the little 4-square section of the playground, and it's not chalked out. It's just 4 different kind of perfect square ecospheres. So there's like a square desert. And I'm talking just, like exactly the size that 4 square was for us, a couple feet by a couple feet. So desert, and then a 4 square swamp, like a marshland. And then what should the other ones be?
It would probably be bloom, so just like nice grass, like your Wimbledon tennis court, I think.
Yeah.
And hot
then-
lava?
He said desert already, okay?
Oh.
Fire planet,
Mm-hmm.
hot lava, and the inside of a volcano.
I think it is. No, I think it's. Shoot. Yeah, I think it's like.
No, you don't have anything cold yet.
Say it one more time, Trin. You're a little quiet on my end.
Snowy. Like
Snowy. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. That's perfect.
Okay, yeah, your water planet, snowy.
Oh, I thought that our sound was fixed for a second. Yeah, and I think that it's just like, you throw the ball, and as it bounces, it kind of takes the qualities of that ecosphere, and it's imbued with those just momentarily as it bounces to different spots.
Okay.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a fun game. It sounds like what I'd like to play.
Yeah, and I think it's also teaching all of the young parallels how to deal with the different elements. A
Yeah.
real hands-on, like, because summoner duels are a big thing, and you're going to have a lot of different elements being thrown at you. So I think it's one of those like fun games that's also teaching some
Yeah.
big parallel skills.
Okay, so
all
for
right.
that long
Dex check.
tangent about how this 4 square works, my dex check is 11.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so you just come in and you just, you smoke the first serve, tear up, smoke it again, and you all of a sudden are serving. I think one of the older kids is now slotted back to the bottom position, and they're like, "Hey, didn't you want to go? I feel like we could all go for a snack."
Oh, yeah, okay. You're hungry now?
Yeah, I think we are, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Well, that's your job, right?
I work in the kitchens, yeah, but I mean, they're open if you want to. You can always go and talk to Gas. They always have snacks out.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you weren't here, we'd probably have to go get it ourselves.
Oh, would you like me to go get you a snack?
Yeah, I think we'd all like something to eat, maybe.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I didn't understand before. I'm sorry. So I think Tag runs off, and he comes back with, I think, what's like if you sort of explained corn dogs to someone who doesn't share a language with you, and so it's just like a kind of a weird version of that. And Tag's like, yeah. So I made these. I made them up actually. It's a new snack. Call them Tag Bites. Anyway, and he's just got like a little tray. He's like doing the craft service thing.
How are they?
I think that they're crude and lacking, refinement, but I think that they're quite tasty.
Okay.
They're like a satisfying snack.
Sure. Roll, I think this is just going to be manipulate someone. Just roll a plus charm here.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, everybody's pretty pleased with these snacks, except for the person who was giving you a hard time. And he says, "All right, cool, thanks."
You're welcome. So I'll actually go to the back of the line. I'm sure you guys have filled it out. So I'll just wait for whenever it's time.
Oh, I thought maybe you had more stuff to do.
Nope. I woke up early so that I could do some of my evening chores before the day got started because I knew you guys were playing Foursquare. I was pretty excited.
Okay, so you head to the back of the line, and it goes for a little while, and then you get back to the front. Let's get one more dex check.
You want it, man. You want it.
No, I don't. I don't have a plan. Is the thing. I just kind of want to see how Tag will fare.
Well, he doesn't fare well. It's not quite a failure because his dex is good, but it's pretty close. It's a 7.
Yeah, I just feel like you're good at Foursquare, right? So you don't come in and just smoke everybody. I think it's that like hard won victory. And it's really between you and this other person. There just happens to be 2 other spots that are rotating out as well. But you hang, like it takes you a minute, but you stack up. And you finally get to the place where you take the serve and kind of expel this fellow. And I think that he doesn't give up the ball.
I gotta serve it. That's how the king serves.
Yeah. I don't think you should be king.
All right. Well, I got you out. So, the line moves quick. I'll probably get out soon.
It's just that we're playing this game. One of us should be king.
What do you mean we?
He gestures to the line, and you can see that everyone in the line is wearing the parallel in training kind of attire. What are you wearing?
Shorts.
Shorts
and an oversized t-shirt, like one of Gas's t-shirts, because
yeah, okay. Yeah, and so he's gesturing to all of the parallels.
Okay. Does everybody feel like you guys you just want me to go?
Everybody else looks pretty uncomfortable. But they don't speak up when you ask. It's not like there's 15 people like trying to boot you out of here. There's this ringleader making a scene, and everybody else is pretty uncomfortable.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to mess up any. I wasn't trying to mess up your time. I thought we were. I heard that everybody was playing Foursquare, so I thought I'd just jump in. I didn't know I didn't know that it was parallels only. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that. That's my fault.
A voice from behind you says, "It isn't parallels only." And when you turn around, you see a young Violet. Would you guys be bumming around already at this age? When did you and Violet start hanging out?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what's about to happen, but this may. Let's say that this is the first time that I've talked to this person.
Okay, cool. Let's name this jerk who's talking to you. Lamar. Let's go with Lamar because it's a pretty more sci-fi-y. I'm gonna spell it as LE apostrophe and the word mayor. Yeah. Lamar says, stay out of this, Violet. She actually just waves him off and approaches you, Tag, and she says, "Hey, you just gonna let this guy punk you like that?"
Punk me? Well,
he's punking you right now in front of everybody.
What does that mean?
It means that he's making you the fool.
Well, I think this is like kind of a hushed conversation, or this is like I'm talking in front of all 10.
It's the combination of the two. She's obviously lowered her voice and is speaking to you directly, but 7 feet away, there's just like 15 parallel kids and Lemaire holding the ball, which I think is oscillating between different elements as it's in his hand.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I'm not a parallel, so I don't know. So okay, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm not trying to make it weird.
Whose playground is this?
Yours, your guys's, y'all's.
Who says who?
Because says, well, this is your place. This is your training ground, and
look around, man. And she points to the 4 square itself, and she says, "Who maintains that thing?"
Well, I trim it, and I trim and prune and rake and stuff like that.
And who helps you?
Well, it's mostly me, but that's because that's what one of my jobs is. But it's not an everyday. I mean, I'm just not one of you guys. My job is to maintain it, not to play in it. I don't know. This is weird. I feel like I'm being. I don't know. He said not to play, so that's fine. I don't know.
No, we aren't a thing.
Like,
no, we aren't a thing. We're just a group. I want to make her like slightly older than you. Like we'll say 13.
Okay.
She says like we're not a thing. We're just a group of kids. We don't have a mission statement. We don't have a charter.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to. He said I couldn't play, and what am I just gonna say no? And then he's got the ball, and he is big and can do magic, and there's nobody else was saying anything. So I thought, what's the easiest thing to do? The easiest thing would be to just go, and that's fine. So I'll just go.
No.
What?
You gotta fuck him up.
What?
You gotta fuck him up.
How? You mean like
I don't know.
With meat that hasn't been stored at the right temperature?
I mean, that's some pretty long game assassination stuff. I mean, you got to stomp this out right now. We all hate Lemaire, and the reason nobody else spoke up is because they're cowards. But this is your house, Tag. You live here. You're going to live here for the rest of your life. You maintain this place. You can enjoy this place. This isn't his, and it isn't yours. It's all of ours.
Okay,
and nobody needs to say anything for that to be true.
That's nice of you and what you're trying to do, and I appreciate it, but that's not how it works. And you can say that because you are a parallel, but I'm not. And I can't make a stand whenever I want to make a stand, and I can't just demand to go to classes or to learn what you guys learn, or to know, there are differences. We do different things here, and it's not that easy for me. There are different expectations.
Okay, well, fine. Because of your inaction then, which is justified, I'm going to fight him now.
What?
I'm going to fight Lemaire.
Because of me?
Because you're not going to do anything about it, and I don't like the way he's acting.
Well, I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Me neither.
You're going to beat him up?
I'm going to try.
I don't think you should.
Well, then you better turn around and do something about this.
Lamar, do you think you could reconsider your earlier stance about me? I don't even have to be on the top spot. I could just be the Joker again.
Violet goes,
Oh, yeah. Please, because otherwise she's going to beat you up. That's not me threatening you, by the way. That's just what she said to me. I'm trying to de-escalate the situation.
She stands in between you. She says, Lemaire, hold on. And she pulls you aside again, and she says, you're not going to go over there and offer to be less than. That is not fixing anything. It is only prolonging.
I really do appreciate what you're trying to do. This makes me uncomfortable, and I don't want to fight him, and I don't want to make a scene. And if he said I can't play, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it seems like you're interested in a different version of that, but at this point, you're not fighting for me anymore. Just let me go back to my room.
Maybe I want to play Foursquare with you.
Okay? Huh?
Yeah, I want to play Foursquare.
Okay, well, you can play.
All right, look, Tag. If you want to go back to your room, I won't stop you. And I won't fight Lemaire. I don't think you need to either. But he doesn't have any say. No one elected him. He just happens to be the first person to speak up. And it's a lot easier for everybody to just stand by and let you leave so they can go back to playing their game. But I think that since nobody else is going to help you out here, you should help out yourself and at least make a stand. Sure, fighting him's not going to solve anything, and he'd probably... Honestly, I've sparred with him before. He'd probably cut your head off. So yeah, that's fine, but you should stand up for yourself, Tag.
I want to call in the group for a second to help out here, because I don't want to just be saying no to Violet's offers or Jesse your offers, and I feel like I worry that I'm falling into that trap, and I'm not sure how to empower Tag to take action in this scene, while I think that for at least my experience of learning to stand up for yourself was a process, and it took a lot of not standing up for yourself. I remember when I was at that age, I used to hide in the tunnel slide during recess because I didn't feel like I had. It was just my way of escaping conflict and like not having to do the awkward dance of, are people going to let me play Foursquare with them? So I would hide in the tunnel slide and pretend that I was like Indiana Jones, like just crawling up a cave pathway. So yeah, so I want to get some group help here, because I do want to dramatically find an interesting moment, but I don't know where to.
Sure. How about this? Violet turns to the line of parallels and says to them, "And what do you guys think, huh?" Should Tag be allowed to play this game?
Will it make my turn come faster?
Yes.
Okay, then do it.
How come you guys talk so much?
Chad? We're expressing ourselves to find a resolution to a conflict. It involves discussion.
Yeah, but this is Foursquare. It's not Talk Square.
If there's anybody holding up this game, I would motion that it's Lemaire, and that Tag has done nothing except send your asses through the line pretty quick.
Our recess is almost over. Can we please just decide to do something?
Seriously.
Can we just take a vote?
I would love that.
Okay. Everybody that wants Lemaire to get off the Foursquare so Tag can have a turn, raise their hand.
I don't want to
Chad?
get punched. I don't want to get punched.
Oh my
Come
god,
on.
Chad.
Don't be a weenie. Come on.
Half counts. I think we're still waiting on one vote, Tag.
Lamar, I don't know that you have to leave, but I would like to keep playing Foursquare, if that's cool with everybody.
He drops the ball into the king square and goes and stands in the back of the line. Violet reaches down and picks it up and hands it to you.
Okay. Thanks everybody for.
Oh my God, play!
Sorry, and immediately gets himself out on a serve foul.
Okay. And you have to go to the back of the line and stand behind Lemaire.
Yeah.
Blackout.
Wow, I'm like twice as old.
All right, that's how you met Violet, Tag. Oh, okay. Bumper.
Awkward.
That's how you met Violet, Tag.
Cool. I'm bummed that I really screwed her out of a job later. She seems pretty cool. I didn't screw her out of it. I kind of did. All you have to do is watch dozens of hours of Void Jumpers to come up with your own opinion there.
Well, now she's leading a band of renegades, which she couldn't do if she'd been Bryn's parallel.
Yeah, she tried to murder us.
It was vengeance for the old Foursquare days.
I feel like she didn't try to murder you. She would have murdered you, but she came on pretty slow.
That's fair. We talked.
All right. Where did we leave off? You guys were talking to Danny DeVito's ghost, but I think you were just on your way back to bed, right?
Yeah, we left Amelia trying to find a new room.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your mom is a very destructive woman, Bryn.
I know. I'm not used to seeing her without a parallel. I had no idea.
You guys are back in the Spartan-ish dorm. It's late. What is your agenda? You've got a couple leads. You've got a couple things you've talked about wanting to do. We're at a place now where you're at the campfire of the video game, and you can choose to rest till morning if you'd like to, or you have the run of a monastery that is still in the middle of the night. There's been some things that have been discussed. Gilvia has said that she's going to wait to make any big decisions until she has a moment to sleep on it and talk to Sam first. So you've at least delayed any kind of bonding with her and Steve Irwin. So what do you want to do? The monastery's kind of yours. There's kind of some spooky shit going on. Is there anything you want to look into?
Do you want to give us just us / just kind of as a catch up, what you feel like the unexplored paths are at this point, that had the ones that have been named, that have been sort of lifted up and not closed down?
The biggest one is going to be the Hall of Doors. That was pre-landing mission for you, Tag. You have a key to that door.
Right.
There's mention of Parallel's training to do Steve Irwin's bidding. I think that there's also just Steve Irwin in general, if you want to make any moves towards getting more information about him, working against him, attacking him. I'd also open it up to any kind of secrets that you want to just create for this monastery, Tag. That will just kind of be an ongoing
Or
option
anybody.
for
I
you.
think that's everyone's empowered to make up secrets about this monastery.
Those are the big ones.
I think there have also been several things that Steve Irwin has referenced about documents in the library about the beginning, about the early council meetings.
Right. I think somebody's going to be getting those for you.
Okay.
Sam rolled somebody rolled a mixed success, and your friend, I think her name's Torcan. Torcan.
Torcan.
Right.
Torcan said that she would get those for you. So
Right,
you're
right.
going to just have like a delivery of them as well. In the morning.
I think I want to spy on Steve Irwin if I can.
That's good.
Okay.
Just, try and keep an eye on him, see what he's up to.
Okay.
Do we
Yeah.
do a little like a sort of a split night episode? I kind of enjoy sometimes when we branch off in different paths and have stuff to cut back and forth between.
I would like to sneak down to the kitchen to make a plate of food because I didn't eat anything at the banquet, and see if I can pick up any gossip.
Okay. Bryn's going to the kitchen. Rex is spying on Steve Irwin.
Bryn, I'll come with you if you're up for it and kind of show you the way. And
Yes, 100%. Been waiting for that. Thanks.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. It's not like we
short
have any time.
Okay. Sam?
Approximately what time is it?
I don't have anything in mind. So if there's a time that works best for you, as long as it is middle of the night-ish, I think we could operate on like midnight to 4 a.m.
All right. I feel like other than cheese and crackers, Sam's gonna probably go to bed unless there's some other thread that I'm not aware of that like I guess maybe I'll talk to Rex just to, if we're planning on stopping Steve Irwin through violence, that there's no reason to not do it tonight. There's no reason to wait for him to get his sleep in. So I guess I want to confer with my colleagues on our current objective and then potentially going to bed.
Okay. I'm going to leave that to you and Rex.
So Rex, we're getting a lot of different input from a lot of different people in terms of what is about to take place in terms of this Steve Irwin trying to usurp or destroy the Summoners Council. But Amelia doesn't seem to be that concerned about it. What is your take on our best approach for this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a thorny issue because the summoners together all have immense power, but there has to be an immense power at play in order to keep them here. And I don't know what the ramifications are if we... one of the things that's terrible about the company, but also kind of nice, is they make it very clear what your objective is and what you should do. So if the company was like, go assassinate this person, I could just do that with kind of a clear conscience. Maybe not anymore, but knowing that I was just following orders. But this, I don't know.
Yeah, that actually intrigues me. This is a slight tangent, but in some ways it has answered the question, which is, this isn't really any of my business. I've come with you guys because Bryn is coming to this council. You're my friends. That is what is taking place. It doesn't really seem that murder is necessarily the thing that I'm going to pick, if all things being equal. I think murdering somebody is probably not what I'm going to choose. But I do find it interesting. This is not a critique, just an observation that for someone as capable as you are, that you find such moral certainty following the directions of your employer. And I'm curious if you extend that same sort of confidence to your own choices.
I don't know. I mean, back in the days where I was just a problem solver, it was a little easier to just be that person who goes in and hits things. And now, with all of you, I have to think about why I'm hitting them and if I should even be hitting them in the first place. I don't like thinking about whether or not I should be hitting in the first place. I don't like thinking about any of this. But I don't want to go back to not thinking about any of it. So I will just assume that at any point that Rex is having a serious discussion about any of these things, she's already done her little boop boop.
I figure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'll try and wink at you if I'm going to trick you, but yeah, I'm not gonna call you on that.
Oh shoot! Now I lost my train of thought because I was so worried about the company listening in. What was your question?
It just strikes me as unique that someone is capable of you in terms of action.
With me, I
always-
spy a shaven or hashtag vision.
What happened?
That was Thing tipped $30 and said, "With me, I spy a Shavana vision."
Shaving.
Oh,
No!
Nice.
Thing.
Oh, rough! I mean, thank you, Thing, but yikes!
Cool. Thanks, Thing.
Thanks, Thing.
Thank you, Thing.
Shave nah.
Do I
Anyway.
think the world would be a better place if Steve or Irwin weren't in it and didn't have the power that he does? Yeah. Does that mean it's then my responsibility to make sure that he doesn't have that power and that he isn't in the world? I don't know. Do you?
Oh, I honestly find it way out of my jurisdiction, honestly, to place judgment on others and then use what power I have to take away their life. That just is, from where I'm from, that's just called a murderer. So I'm not there just yet. However, this is just food for thought. I'm probably just going to go to bed because I'm realizing there's no way for me to, really make a. Anyway, you're capable of doing all these things. I think it's worth considering that you might also be able to determine which things you want to do.
I can't tell if that's actually wise or if it just sounds wise, but either way, thanks.
Well, see you in the morning.
Do you have any tips for spying on people? I'm really like the, like punch them, tear down a wall kind of thing. This whole
Spy.
cloak and dagger thing is, I mean, you're a detective. You have to spy on people all the time.
Well, who do you want to spy on?
I mean, Steve Irwin.
Well, we could go to his room.
I mean, I don't want to keep you up. If you're very tired, you should rest. You've been through a lot.
I mean, it's the middle of the night. We're in a wizard monastery on, a secluded moon, and there's a potential magical insurrection about to take place. I could stay up a little later, poke around.
That's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, in my hashtag vision, I think the werewolf is probably the best person to let you know if you're barking up the wrong tree. A wolf never mess with you. Surely you might need to know who is dogging your footsteps.
Thanks, Mark.
So werewolf
Thanks,
as well.
Bert.
Yep.
And some puns for extra.
Yeah, puns.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. All right, you guys want to spy on Steve Irwin? On your way to his room, you actually get pretty close. That wing of the monastery is pretty quiet. And as you're approaching his door, you are confronted with a spectral vision of your old friend, Shavana. She floats out of the door and says,
Yeah. Oh,
What's-
wow. Ah. Whoa.
"What's up, fuckers?"
Wow. How off-putting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rex is the one who iced me, so I'm not feeling great about having to be called here to do the bidding of the higher powers. Can't wait to help you out, Rex.
So you're like in the afterlife? You're good? Things are
No.
nice?
Limbo. Afterlife is cut off currently, so I have been floating in the cold black vastness of space without any purpose, watching my consciousness tear itself to pieces. But with this, I'm now employed, so, you know, the benefits ain't great, but who am I to complain?
You did always seem to like having a job, so there's that.
True. Well, what's up? Apparently, I have to answer 3 questions for you, Nimrod, so lay it on mama.
Hmm.
I'll
Trying to
make
figure
it
out.
easier on you, huh? Steve Irwin ain't inside. You're looking for him, yeah? Follow me. And she starts to float down the hallway.
Yeah,
We
follow
follow
the
her.
ghost.
Yeah.
You go through the twists and turns of the monastery. It is a rather labyrinthian place. And she brings you to a place that you have not yet even been near. So the hallways start to look a little bit differently. It's obvious that this place has been kind of blocked off. Not with bars or red tape, but it's just like, you know, it's like that room in the house nobody goes into. It's just obviously not supposed to be disturbed. The hallways leading up to where you're going are. And she points to a large set of double doors at the end of a very long hall. And she says, "Here we are. Shh. Why don't you just take a peek? See what there is to see, and if you have any questions, I'll answer them so I can go back to being in diet hell."
I mean, that's better than full fat hell, right?
Yeah, Rex, that's definitely not splitting hairs, so I'm with you.
All right, I peek into the room.
Sure. You are looking into a room that's only been described to this stream in some of Tag's visions. It is a long and spacious chamber. The ceilings are high and vaulted. There is no furniture in this room. I'm not going to make you roll any stealth. I imagine you're just, unless you're doing anything more than peeking through the door.
Yeah, just peeking. Yeah, just peeking in.
What you see is a room, and within this big vaulted chamber, there are 7 doors. 6 of them are floating free in the air and spaced evenly along either side. At the back, there is a larger yet less ornamental door, also floating free. Just imagine like an actual door hanging in the air, not being supported by or standing on top of anything. And in this chamber, you can see a gaggle of parallels. They are not the skull-faced parallels that you have run into before. And they are trying to set up what looks to be a rather complicated ritual. There's a device, Rex, you think that could be like some kind of augmented company tech, but it's not anything you've ever seen. There's also several different jars of components. from the different planets. You can tell because they're just kind of glowing. Like there's a flame in a bottle. There's a thing of glowing blue water, a flower that is dying and coming back. They've got all these things arranged, and they're setting up a thing. And Steve Irwin is back by that floating door at the back of the chamber, looking through the keyhole, trying to like shake it. He's walking around in circles. He's knocking on it. They're very busy. He seems to be very preoccupied as this group of parallels is setting up a ritual in the center of the room. And so Shavana says, well, you're welcome.
What are they doing?
That's gonna count as question number 1, Sammy, because I ain't hanging out all night. They're trying to open that door at the back of the chamber, but they can't. And so they're breaking out the big guns, hence that weird company tech, all the magical moobujubu, all that stuff.
What's on the other side of the door?
Yeah.
Question number 2 from Sammy. I don't know what's on the other side of that door. In fact, there's only 2 beings in the entire cosmos that do, and I ain't one of them.
Can they do it?
Question 3 from Rex. I don't know. Why don't we find out? And so she and the 2 of you, kind of 3 stooges, up and down the crack in the door, and I'm going to roll some dice. You watch for probably 10 to 15 minutes. When you got here, the ritual was near completion, or the setup was near completion. And so after about 10 or 15 minutes, they've gotten everything arranged in a circle. They've drawn like a pentagram kind of thing on the ground and chalk. They've set up candles. They've arranged the jars. They've uncorked some of it, mixed the components. And Steve Irwin goes to the center of the chamber, standing on the opposite side of this ritual, looking at the door he was just trying to open. He then tries several...
At some point during these 10 or 15 minutes, I think Rex whispers to Sam, like, do you think we should interrupt it?
I find that it's best to interrupt magic midstream for higher chances of explosions.
Okay.
Steve Irwin prepares these things, and then he lets off a series of incantations, but every spell that he's trying to summon up half forms before just fizzling. Some of them like explode in his hand, others barely come out as smoke. Nothing he's doing seems to be working. And as this happens, he's getting angrier and angrier and angrier until he's just like manipulating elements out of this ritual circle and hurling them at the door, and they're just splashing against it uselessly, and nothing's happening. You then hear him pace around the room and say, "Crikey! This door will be the death of me!" And then he starts picking up books and papers and hurling them across the room, and he just starts yelling about how, I need you to go back to the library, find me something about the conjuncture of the elements themselves. I think this ritual circle's been screwed up. And he's just like yelling and pointing at these parallels who are running to try and gather the materials. They're breaking everything down. He's like, we'll try again tomorrow night. But I am getting tired of this. And they gather these things and start heading towards the door that you're at. And Shavana says, to answer your question, I'd say no, I don't think they can. Anyways, I'm gonna leave now. I hate both of you, but mostly Rex.
That's fair. I can't say it was nice to see you either.
Peace out. And she floats into a wall. You will need to do something if you don't want to get caught, because there's only one entrance to this room and you are currently peeking through it.
We're going to take off. We're going to take off and we're going to head towards the last whereabouts of Bren and Tag. I think Tag will have the best idea of what we just saw when we communicated to him.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're actually going to cut to them and go backwards in time just a little bit so they can get a scene. I think that you guys will come into the kitchen, but Bryn, Tag, You enter into this kitchen, which Tag has described before. It is huge and has a lot of really cool things in it. Bryn is looking for a snack. Tag, take us away.
You're muted.
I didn't always sleep great. And I had a little ritual that when I couldn't sleep, I'd come down here, make myself a sandwich, grilled cheese 9 times out of 10. Then I fill a basin with hot water and just kind of steam my head above it, and I try again to lay in bed, and worked about half the time. What can I say?
Well, is there anything to eat in here that you can only find on this planet? I want to try something new.
Oh my gosh. Well, not to just make an excuse and then end up giving you the same thing, but if you haven't tried bread from Silver Celesso, I mean, I don't want to say we invented it, but let me just give you a big hock of sourdough slabbed with some butter. It's simple, it's not fancy, but I think it's about as delicious as it gets.
Is it the same things that were on the plates at the feast? The buns?
No. I actually don't know how they did what they did at the feast. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Just try it. Goes over and there's just like sort of he just rips off a hunk of it, just like very, very crude, almost like he's worked on the line of a fast food restaurant where he just does this 1,000 times, just like hock, and hands it to her.
I smell it. It smells good. It smells a little different than bread I've had. I can't quite place it. But okay, I'm gonna try a bite. It's so good. It's like I don't know. It's so good. How do you make it?
No machines. Not that I have anything against machines. Obviously, they do really cool stuff, but yeah, it's the only place that still makes bread. Yeah, like the same way we always have.
It's delicious. Is there any more?
Oh yeah, of course. I just whip out. I just take the whole bowl and drop it on the table in front of us. The butter isn't in a stick. It's just in this like wooden, little, just like heavy wooden bowl. It's there with one of those fat knives just to flap it.
Oh yeah. I just start shoving it in my mouth. Tell me about working here. Like, does being here like bring up memories? Like, just tell me all about it.
I think where I'd like to twist this is that Tag starts talking about different things he remembers and different, it's all usually attached to food that, it's like this meal that happened after I had that date that I didn't realize was a date until it was over. And then I was like, oh no, that was a date. And then I re-examined everything I did. And this is what we ate. And then there was this time where I had that big test, blah, blah, blah. And I think in the, he sort of loses himself in reminiscing and kind of forgets about the circumstances of the night. And then he hears some footsteps coming down. Bryn? Quick, and he takes the bread and he puts it in the thing. He puts it, but I'm so sorry. Listen.
What's that?
That's footsteps. Into the cellar. Come on.
Are we not supposed to be down here?
Bryn, we can be in a kitchen, but our lives were challenged tonight by resistance to a coup that is also happening. It just seems like if someone else is snooping around at night, I think it's highly unlikely that they're just down here for a sandwich.
Okay. You're right. Let's hide.
We hide.
And you go down to the cellar?
Yeah.
The wine cellar?
The wine cellar.
The wine cellar.
Space bubbles.
Any particular reason you want to be in the wine cellar, or anybody in particular that you think is about to enter into the kitchen? Because I think I have an idea, but it doesn't need to happen. As
No.
soon as you said footsteps, I had somebody ready.
Yeah. I was not trying to throw you under a bus, but instead throw you. We've done this for a long time. I knew that you'd have it.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to go down into the wine cellar. It's fucking cool. It's like the entire underneath of this. It's like instead of dungeons that would be the entire underneath of this monastery, it's just cask upon cask upon cask upon cask of wine. And it's a big export for the Parallels. They actually make a pretty penny sending it to the different summoner temples and such. Yeah, but you're able to peek through the trap door as you see Gilvia Corgold shuffle into the kitchen. She's just kind of like prowling at first. And she's hunched over and she's just kind of like moving. It's dark, and she conjures light in her hand, but it's not just fire. It's like fire with electricity kind of circling around it. And she just flicks it and it goes and starts floating around the room. And she just kind of like sends up 3 or 4 more. She's going through the room and then she goes, perfect. And walks over to the counter and reaches up. And you just hear like this tearing noise as she gets a piece of bread and starts putting butter onto it. And then just sitting there going, that is exactly what I needed. And she's just standing there eating. And she starts walking around and just kind of like doing that very rude thing. Like if you're in somebody's bathroom, just kind of like opening the medicine cabinet and peeking through. She's just doing that in the kitchen, kind of like opening different drawers, messing with different instruments, just kind of circling in the kitchen.
Okay, first of all, if that is a reference to last week, I was looking for nail clippers. When I couldn't, I asked if you had them. You kept them in a different room.
Not me, like a stranger's house, My bathroom is your bathroom.
Tag.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take some of this wine and go out there and have a drink with Gilvia, and then we can get some information from her.
I am afraid that is the right move. Yeah.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
Which one should we pour?
Tag does this this really dorky move that he always has done by himself and always thought was really cool and was just like waiting his whole life for the chance to do in front of somebody, but where essentially like instead of using a ladder, he's just learned over time to like run, and there's a sort of a sticking out brick in the wall, and he can just kind of like run, get a little step on that brick, jump, turn around, snag a bottle off the top shelf, and he does it in a way that he's trying to be like, what? It's just like how you get it off the top shelf, but is really like desperate for her to think it's cool.
I do think it's cool. It's very cool.
All right. Oh, I said out loud? Oh, jeez. Oh, I forgot with the damn it. Oh, I linked on by accident. Ah, crap. Well,
I just punch him on the shoulder. It's
yeah.
cool.
Thanks. I guess I shouldn't be keeping too many secrets anyway. All right, this is our bottle. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you go up there, she is startled at first to see you.
One thing
Yes.
I want to do, I want to pour out like half the bottle. I want to pour out the whole bottle. I want to take another bottle and pour out half of that bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
When you first come up the stairs, she is startled to see you, but then she says, "I just wanted a snack. I'm sorry."
Wanting a snack? You're looking at a snack.
No.
She actually kind of eyes Bryn to say, like, what is he talking about?
He's been like in the cellar, so.
I'm talking about this hot bod, Gilvia.
Are you coming on to me, Tag?
No, sorry. No, I guess I didn't think about the implication. I was just trying to it was more general. I'm sorry.
You have a nice bod.
No, okay. Well, now it's inappropriate. I'm sorry. I really.
Do you want a glass of wine?
Yes, please. And would you like some of this bread?
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, so you guys make a nice little spread there. Gilvia, I assume there will be a conversation. There's no need to build an entire conversation around getting your information. If there's any questions that you'd like, I think we can just see some pieces of this scene, pieces and parts. I think I'll make you roll to determine how much information I will give you. What is your primary question?
I want to know about her getting a parallel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, roll investigate a mystery.
Is that plus lore?
Plus lore.
7.
Cool. You can ask her 2 questions. They do not need to be right off of the list because that isn't going to apply here necessarily. But you may ask Gilvia some questions.
So, Gil, how do you get a parallel? How does that work for you? I mean, are you coming here to pick one out?
When would you time this question? How many glasses of wine into this would you time this question?
Okay.
3 glasses of wine. Okay.
Are
We're
you
on 3.
Are you drinking, Bryn? Are we setting it up that it's just me coming in smashed, or that you and I have been sharing these bottles all night?
I think that you were smashed in the beginning. We were pretending, but now we're drinking and we really are feeling it. Oh God. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a little for Tag. I honor that choice because we do have to drink with her, but I think the Tag is naturally, because it's his home and you can feel how, knowing what the baseline is, what it's supposed to be, he can really feel how off of that this is, coupled with seeing Violet in that run-in, coupled with he's got a dog in the fight in terms of the corruption of the parallel order. So I do think that he's spooked and trying to keep his wits about him and really trying to be on his toes.
Sure. Am I coming to choose one? Well, Bryn,
Like
I feel...
puppies.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Tag, is it like puppies?
It's not. Well, puppies, you have to tell them how to pee and poop. Well, not how to pee. Puppies can know how to pee and poop, but you got to tell them where to pee and poop. We know where to pee and poop.
Really do.
Yeah.
Puppies are so cute. I need a
Right,
puppy.
Right.
Do you wish
Well-
you had a puppy instead of a parallel? Because puppies can't do cool.
No, I don't wish that I had a puppy instead of a parallel. I wish I had a puppy with a parallel.
What if the puppy could do cool mind shit?
Well, then maybe, yeah.
We gotta talk to Gilvia. We gotta talk to Stephen. Steven
Stephen Irwin.
Irwin. Yeah, we gotta talk to him about this puppy thing. Do you think
Sure.
he'd be open to that idea? He's new around here, and I don't really know kind of what he's looking to change. You know, I saw another Grandmaster change. They decided that they'd redo all the curtains and they repaint all the walls, and I feel like Steven's got some other ideas for this place, but I don't know. For the life of me, I don't know what they are.
I don't know the extent of them. That's fair. Bryn, I'd like to be honest with you, if that's
Please
okay.
be honest. I'm all ears.
I feel as though you are a summoner in training, and I,
Lots
in
and
my
lots
own
of
way.
training.
Right, yes. In my own way, I too am. I'm nowhere near as experienced as you or your mother, and so, to be honest, I had some designs for my time here, but after several conversations with your friend Sam, I've reflected a bit, and I've been evaluating my stance, and I think it is changing. I was not sent here to choose a parallel. In fact, that was never really in the cards. Steve Irwin offered to be my parallel, and initially I accepted, but
What?
but
No.
off of the
You could
counsel
do
of your
so
friend
much
Sam.
better.
That is so sweet, Bryn. That is so sweet. You barely know me and you're so nice. You already gave me a nickname and now you're complimenting me. I feel like we're going to be fast friends. And she puts a hand on your head. It's endearing, though. And she sees that didn't go over well, so she takes it off. Sam has counseled me to sleep on the decision.
Stam.
What?
I think it's Stam.
You believe your friend's name is Stam?
Am I right? Stam.
No, it's Sam. No T. The T is silent. There's a T. It's silent. It's
Wow.
Sam.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we kind of figured this out not in front of him, because that would be very embarrassing.
How
Well, your
old are
friend-
you, Gilvia? Can I ask you that?
Yes, it's an interesting question. Are you familiar with? We've talked about it before. Time debt, the act of traveling through faster than light space, and.
Oh yeah, it's always very confusing and over my head. But I just mean like, how many years have you been alive?
I have been alive for 58 years. But
you look so good.
Thank you again, Bryn.
Wait.
You are so sweet.
Are you also? You're coming on to give you too?
No.
Is
Okay.
that what this is?
No,
Are you coming on to Gilvia?
No, I'm not. I told her that I was.
You're a mess.
But that answer doesn't tell the whole truth. I've been in the system and active for close to 170 years, give or take.
Okay, you do look very good for 170.
Right.
I am not.
That's not
170. Because of time distortion, I have maintained my true age, but I have watched the system age around me.
Look, if I could give you one piece of advice, I mean, I haven't been doing this very long, right? So, but what I've learned is that picking a parallel is very important, because you're going to be with this person for the absolute rest of your life. They're going to
Absolute
be
rest
in
of your
your
life.
thoughts.
In your
They're
brain.
going to be like joined at the hip with you. You got to make sure it's somebody that you jive with, that doesn't have bad breath, all of that kind of stuff. So, is Steve Irwin really that person? You can't pick it all willy-nilly. You gotta, like, give it time.
Sure. And I appreciate your honesty, Bryn. I don't know if he's the right person. And I recognize the stakes here, and I think it's why I'm very lucky that I talked to Stam when I did, because he did counsel me to take my time with the decision.
No,
I
Bryn's
just
right. When you say it, it sounds weird. I do think the T is silent.
Okay, so Sam.
Yeah, well, out loud, yeah, but when do you write it down?
Got it. STAM. Yeah, I don't know, Bryn. I didn't expect this situation when I came here. The company sent me to do my best to obtain a seat on the Summoners Council, but it seems as though the Summoners Council is not what I expected.
Well, we're missing some summoners right now, and everything is definitely in flux. So I wouldn't judge it based on this trip alone. Give it like a couple months and come back, and things will probably be way better.
Sure.
Yeah, for you,
And-
a couple months is like the length of a sneeze.
Yeah,
That is true, Tech.
that's like 1/800th of your life.
Yeah, of a sneeze.
Yeah.
Now,
Do you want to find out?
find out how long it takes me to sneeze?
No, what? How would you find that out?
Yeah.
Don't tell me if my brain already hurts from thinking about it. Time travel is so weird. If you sneeze while you're time traveling, who would say bless you? Okay. No, do you want to find out if Stephen would make a good parallel for you? Did you ever do the test?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, really? Well, he's really trying to sell you that car. Am I right? He won't even let you test drive it. So there's a test. It's a test you do. You know, every summoner has powers, and people are pretty sure what they are. You know, fire summoner, fire powers. You know, summoner of burritos probably makes a killer burrito. But you know, so there are also latent powers. You know, and there's just a lot of nuance to it. So essentially, what you can do is is kind of like a test link with the summoner, and I'll do it with you if you want. I'm already matched with Bryn, so that connection can't be severed. So there's no risk.
Yeah. So don't get any ideas. He's mine.
No, it's
Of
not.
course.
She couldn't if she wanted to. It's not like that.
Oh,
So,
I need that.
but if you want, yeah, we could essentially. It's like like if you ever went to the guidance counselor and just got that, assessment of what is it called, where you find out if you'd make a good fighter pilot or dentist or whatever.
Oh.
A job placement test?
Yeah, it's kind of like
A
that. but
career aptitude test?
career aptitude. Yeah,
There
but
we go, bingo.
for finding the best parallel. Yeah. And we could do it, and then you do one with Sneven, and then
Sure, of course. She holds up her hand and she conjures a small flame, and she says, I was actually going to volunteer to hold one of the seats on the council until they were able to fill them. And she starts to spin her finger, and the flame turns into a ball of water, and she spins it again, and then it becomes a ball of electricity. And you just watch the elements seamlessly transition from one to the next. And she's not necessarily showing off, although she is a little bit, Bryn.
Sure.
But she says, I have control over all of the elements in my current form.
Okay, yeah, okay. You misunderstood.
So do
Very
I. And I
impressive.
whip my hand out.
And
Yeah.
And I start calling a bunch of elements too.
please roll use magic.
7. Whew.
What is it you'd like to do, Bryn?
Oh God. I'm gonna summon a puddle of water, and I'm gonna have a mushroom grow out of it, and at the top of the mushroom I'm gonna have a flame, and then from the flame, because it's gonna be a flame fountain out of the mushroom, and then I'm trying to remember the rest of the elements and I can't, so that's about as good as it's gonna get.
I think that you do that, except when the flame starts spouting out of it, you start trying to think of other elements, and the mushroom just like explodes. It goes and just sticks to the ceiling.
Wow. Never
And
done that before.
she does say that's very peculiar, Bryn, because I was not aware that any summoners could use magic outside of their own elements. I'd never seen anyone but myself be able to do that.
Oh. Weird.
Weird indeed. I will remember that. Now, Tag, why don't we do this test?
Yep, why don't we do it? So I'll just let you in. What I'm trying to do here is there is no test. This is a ruse. I'm just trying to get her, because remember right when we met her, I tried to sort of tune in, phase check her out, and she totally blocked me out. I just want to see if I can create a circumstance by which I can get in there and kind of get a peek at what's under the hood.
Sure. Yeah. Roll manipulate someone.
Okay, 7.
Okay. So that's for the ruse. She doesn't completely drop her guard and open her entire brain to you, but you can see that she is receptive to what she is buying into what you're saying, just not altogether comfortable with it. So do your thing.
So what am I rolling? Magic? Investigating a mystery? I just want to. What is up with this? I just want to see what's up.
Sure. Roll investigate a mystery, but use plus magic instead of plus lore.
Okay, 12.
Cool. You can ask 3 questions. These would be what you glean from looking into her mind.
Do I see a focus or a goal here? Like something that she is driving towards. Maybe
You actually see
motive or something like that.
You actually see conflict. There is one vision you catch in which she is dominating the Summoner Council. where she has obtained some kind of leadership role and the other summoners are deferring to her. There's another vision you see in which she is just on the Summoners Council as a full-fledged member. And another vision you see in which she's doing what she said and where she's sitting in until they fill the place. And then there's another vision you see where she's just sitting quietly in a room sharing a drink with Sam. Then there's another vision you see of her having her feet washed by Steve Irwin. And you see all of these things looking for her objective, but it's clear to you that these are ideas she's had and at one point was strongly invested in, which is why they are lingering, but she's not currently sure what it is she wants anymore. And that, to be clear, I knew who Gilvia was going to be when we started this arc. But with all of the work Sam has done, her character has now entered into a phase in which it is not so clearly defined anymore.
Right. Oof, I'm gonna, I think, take a little. I think I'm gonna take a risk here, but I'm gonna just take a half step before I jump off the bridge, and that half step is gonna be cluing in Bryn. So after the ritual, I'm gonna kind of Bryn is gonna be let's say Bryn is gonna be a part of this. You know,
Okay.
since he is connected to me, that there's some psychic overflow there. So when we come out of it, it's very sobering, and actually, Tag, since he was sober, he is playing that it is sobering. Wow, you are powerful and a chameleon, and I think would pair well with any parallel. A parallel would be lucky to have you. Yeah, there's no passing or failing this test, but shucks, you passed.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, Tag, especially coming from a parallel. But I think that I desired a parallel because it was it lended legitimacy to a station that I was also desiring. That in the way that you would want the parking spot when you got the office, because the parking spot made the office feel real. I don't know if I belong here. I would very much like to. And while I initially hadn't put much thought into it, I don't know that forcing my way in is anything that I'm interested in now. And so I don't know what I want to do, but I appreciate you saying that.
Forcing, and I look at Bryn. Forcing your way in? What do you mean?
She raises her hands to cast a spell, and there's a static that you feel on your skin, and lightning leaps out of her hands and creates a bubble around all three of you. And you can't hear the sounds of what was a rather quiet but present monastery anymore. It seems that you've been locked into a little bubble. And she reaches into her robes and pulls out what is very clearly a listening device, reaches through the bubble and sets it on the counter and reaches back in. So that thing is now outside. And she says, it's no mystery that you're working with an executive who has her own designs within the company.
Kale?
Rex. I was sent here with very clear objectives. I agreed to them because they afforded me these powers that I've been given. But now that I have these powers, I'm starting to feel like I always did about the company, which is...
Steaming pile of poo-poo?
Not quite. just rather ambivalent. They're used to being in control, and when you need to borrow that control, they are an asset. But when you seek to subvert it, they are a hindrance. And they sent me here to get a seat on the Summoners Council, no matter the cost. And I'm just not so interested in that anymore.
What do you want?
I don't know, Bryn. Unlike you, I did not grow up with these abilities. They are relatively new, and they were incredibly difficult to obtain. But I am powerful, Tag. I don't know how powerful.
Well, that's
And-
kind of terrifying, honestly.
I know.
There are
I do not
checks
mean
and
any of this is a
balances
threat.
in place to like make sure that a summoner doesn't go rogue and blow up planets. So
I think we both know that those checks and balances are not always a sure thing. Wouldn't you agree, Bryn?
well, yes, summoners can become corrupted, that's for sure. But I'm just uneasy with all of it. Honestly, I don't trust the company, and they've created this super weapon, and now you're telling me that you don't necessarily want to join the Summoners Council, which is kind of like saying goodbye to the UN, and I'm not feeling very comfortable with that.
To be clear, Bryn, I very much would like to join the Summoners Council. What I'm not interested anymore is insisting on it. If there
Oh.
was an invitation, I would gladly accept, but I no longer want to muscle my way into a position where I'm not desired. I don't think that would be comfortable for me or beneficial to anyone else.
Do you want to work for the company still?
I don't know. Doesn't it feel like we're in a time where anything is possible? All of the structure that has been in place for so long, and I've told you, I've been around, and I said active in the system for 178 years, but I feel like...
Did you mean my grandma?
I saw her once at a dinner, but
What's she like?
Very impressive. She could command a room. Yeah.
She was always known as the rebel for me, and I never really got to know her, so I wish I did.
Yes. She was an effective leader for a very long time. She lowers the static barrier and then puts the listening device back in her pocket and says, I had a great time this evening, and I do hope that we could spend some more time together in the coming days. Bryn, I feel that I have a lot that I could learn from you.
Well, okay, I suppose we could have you at the Fire Planet if you were not opposed to that.
I would enjoy that very much.
Oh, also next time, all you have to do is like click your listening device like 6 or 7 times, and then it turns it off. You don't need the bubble.
She
there's no
says-
even order to it. You can.
She holds it up again, and you
Just
can see
kidding.
that this is not one of the things that Rex has that disrupts listening devices. This is just a listening device. This is just a bug that she's been wearing the whole time.
Well, I don't know how those things work. Sorry.
Wait,
In the future.
No, you mean like in karaoke? You know, you don't. You just plug and unplug the little microphone if you're not synced up with the song.
Oh yeah.
Like click it in and click it out of the thing.
She puts it back and says, he's right. Okay, I'm gonna go, but I did have a good time. And as she walks out of one of the other doors, Rex and Sam walk in the other.
Sup?
Are you two drunk?
No.
They look drunk.
Can we roll for drunk?
Please do.
Okay. I got an 8. I don't know what I add to it.
She's drunk.
Yeah, you're a little drunk. Before we do this scene, let's take our quick 2-minute break. And then we're going to move into the second half of this session, which I think is going to...
Okay.
There are things that will happen.
Okay.
Matt Vansel. Red card.
Oh no. No.
So you're out 5 minutes because you said by 5
raining
p.m.
outside.
Wait, actors are like
I don't
chili.
see
By 5
Sunny
p.m. they're
or
shit.
They're all just dazed.
Fair enough. It's a fair cuff.
You.
Okay.
In.
Clearly it's raining.
Is it? I mean, yes, obviously it is, but just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is it really?
Yes. Yes, it is. Look outside.
The following is a paid advertisement.
So you want it to be sunny all the time? Is that what you want?
Okay.
You want constant sunshine. Have you ever heard of a drought?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's raining.
That's okay.
Look, don't be such a hater. All days matter.
Dude, just look outside.
You know
what?
My cousin was caught in a snowstorm last year.
We have builds that should let us survive that, but
Where was
our
the
dice
outrage then?
betray us. I wish there were a way to show these dice what we really thought of them.
Has this
It
ever happened to
rains
you?
so much
Your dice
more
just
in
hate you.
India.
You've tried
You have to
everything
deal
get them
with
to roll
so
well.
much less weather in this part of the world. I don't know why you're complaining. True, it was raining, but it's completely stopped now. Ancient history. Get over yourself. I studied meteorology in high school,
Seducing.
and the term is actually precipitation. The climate changes are clearly part of a natural cycle that has nothing to do with us. So rain should be underrepresented. Maybe rain just writes better science fiction.
Why? Why are you sucking? Stop sucking, please.
Threatening.
Oh, really? You think I won't do it? I've done it before. I've done it
This
before.
kind of
I'll do it
negativity
And
just
even dark
propagates
offerings.
the conservative agenda. People who wear raincoats anyway, right?
Sacrifice.
You ignorant.
Then you need DieGuy.club, the ultimate in dice retribution services. Here's how it works, and some
I
testimonials.
hope you get rained on.
So the best thing about DieGuy.club is that they fit the
to push
punishment
this
to the crime.
dry-hating
For example,
cumulonimbus
walking
core.
down a dungeon corridor. I roll a spot check. I roll a 1. I fail to see the gelatinous cube. I walk into it, get dissolved completely. Oh, damn you, die.
All I had to do was jump out of a tree. I had max ranks and tumble. I rolled a 1.
For a
In
long
the
time,
rain?
I was just angry at the dice. I wanted to punish them myself. But too hard. Hurt my hand. Hurt the tools I was trying to use. I even ate one of the die one time.
We get the final insert here.
I had so many ranks and
Break for
balance.
second move.
So many ranks and balance. A suspension bridge over a pit of lava.
Alright, so are you familiar with
failed
that
the roll. Obviously a 1.
Yes. So
I'm gonna
I
shoot
send my
Christian's
die off
face.
to die
Shooting
club.
Christian's face.
Now my die is sitting in a jello
No,
mold
you're
in
gone.
someone's refrigerator in North Carolina.
Alright,
Thanks,
so
die
apparently we're gonna make a
club.
movie.
handling a nipple.
Okay.
So, more pinch release
and
hard.
seal it in the provided envelope. Mail it off to
I'll pull
die.club.
focus now.
Work!
I put my die in an envelope and sent it off to
the back of your
die.club.
head, sir,
And
and
a
the
week
front of
later, I
yours.
got its mangled
Works
corpse
tonight.
after being put through a wood chipper.
Do you know? No, it's usually Ben that does.
Okay, the sound of silence, because he's off camera and not talking, and Armageddon on that. Come on.
Still a double.
Whatever. Yes, I can do this.
Thanks.
No, you have to help.
Oh, what do I
Just
need
take
to do?
this here, and then
We'll
we're.
start on Leo's face before we go down. Get out.
Wow. Really? Huh. We gonna make a movie?
How does this work?
I don't
This
know.
is awesome.
I'm usually over there.
Okay. What happens if I twist this?
Hey,
What?
want to tune my mandolin?
Oh,
come on!
What is wrong with you?
His words.
Sure.
What? What are you doing here?
Red card.
That is too big.
Ben's mom. Come on.
What?
Ben's mom is off limits.
Not what I've heard.
Oh, get out. Out. Hey. What? Oh, really? Wait. Why am I even in here? You're filling in for Andy. Okay. I don't even have to go. I just... Wait. Here you go. Are you serious? Seriously? Okay.
Okay, Sam, Rex, you are in the kitchen, and because of Bryn's role, they are a little drunk.
Okay, and Rex turns around and you see that she's grabbed a popsicle from somewhere. And she goes, oh, wow, that looks really good. Wait, sorry, I'm really tired. There's something insane happening in the Hall of Doors. Steve Irwin is trying to open a door and he can't do it. And there's a bunch of parallels who are doing weird stuff with magic-y things. Like there's a rose that keeps dying and then coming back to life. And I don't know, there was something like just floating in midair. I don't know. Does any of that make any sense?
Well, it makes sense that he can't open it because nobody can open it except for me.
What door?
This looked really magical and very, very mystical.
Yeah, but I've
We're magical. We're magical. We could do it.
You're very magical.
We've got magic to do.
it's such a high stakes conversation, and the addition of a popsicle really just mellows it.
Sorry, I
Is that
just
something
opened
we
the
should be-
freezer and they look really good.
You'd think she was drunk, but no, we just saw a magic ritual with a bunch of parallels and a dude trying to open a door that apparently only you can open. Is that something we should be worried about, or
And
no?
I saw the lady that I murdered, so yeah, my brain is a little messed up right now. Popsicle.
Let's go open the door.
Yeah,
Can we take some bread?
of course.
Yes. All right, you guys load up a little like sack of bread and some extra popsicles and some bowls of butter, bottle of wine, a couple of them, and you start jangling down the hall. It is now very late. There is no one. You're sneaky, but it seems unnecessary. Tag, you know how to get them right back to it, and you are able to find the Hall of Doors. Right before you enter, however, a spirit floats through the door and says, "Ow! I'm a werewolf! WWE star!"
What's up, friend? How are you?
I'm not great. I believe you've heard from several of the spirits now that we're all in limbo and forced to serve the elements.
Yeah, we didn't want to assume that was the case for you as well. You're an animal, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm a human who's been
Well-
bitten by an animal and cursed.
And so so looking at yourself now, you would look in the mirror and you'd say, "That's a human that I'm looking at."
You trying to have this
Rex
conversation
elbows.
with me, bro?
No, I don't want to be rude. I just
Did you make a love connection in purgatory?
Yeah, who was I? Who
It
did
was
Nick?
Vlad? No.
Vlad, yeah.
Vlad the yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. Vlad's like, "What's up?" Floats through the door. I'm also in purgatory, but I enjoy it because I'm macabre.
This is the
You
best
know that-
castle.
We're just here to say what's up. You're headed in the right direction.
Thanks. It really is reassuring to see that love found a way.
It transcends time and space. It defeats magic and evil. It is the only thing that is unbeatable in this whole universe.
But you guys are still dead, right?
We are. We are also in limbo and unable to ascend or descend.
What
It
do
is
you need to do to
unfortunate.
get out of limbo? I mean, you've been dead for a while.
It's the drain is clogged.
Well, I pull out my compact. I want to see if they have a reflection.
They do. There's nothing freaky about them. They are just spirits. You
Okay.
can see that they have an outline that is shimmering. This is going to happen a lot coming up. It'll be the first time. I think you've seen it a couple times, but this will be the first time that I'll really point it out. They have an outline that is shimmering through the different elements as though they're being held here by several different elements. They're like a ghost that's being projected by some powerful spell. That's no one element. Yeah.
So vampires do have a reflection.
Only when we're vampire ghosts.
Oh.
And your mirror's magical.
Oh. Cute. I close it.
Okay. It's been a pleasure. And he floats away. And the werewolf's like, I'm also gonna go. But is there anything you want to... Is we cool? What's up? I've been summoned here.
Yeah, man. I think we're cool.
Rock on.
Appreciate it.
Bye. And she floats away through the door. And you're in the Hall of Doors.
Cool.
It's not locked. It's just assumed that nobody's going to come in here. This is a sacred place. I described to you the way that it looked before. The entire ritual that was performed here and all of Steve Irwin's temper tantrums, that's been cleared out. It is back to the room as it is. There are 7 doors floating in the air. These doors are not to be opened. That is the saying that would be familiar to Tag. They stand before you, free of wall, free of floor, floating. They are locked, every one of them. There's a heavy brass door, a thick slab of a sliding door made of opaque glass, a door made of dense rubber, a door of polished wood with fine silver bands detailed with flowers, a door made of purple crystals, a rotting wooden door with a broken handle, and at the back of the room, a simple wooden door. It is slightly larger than the others, but other than that, it is very subtle.
Rex takes a little rock out of her pocket and is like, hey, look at this! And throws it against the rubber door.
It works!
Whee!
You guys are in a very magical place. Tag has a key to one of these doors. You will be able to use it whenever you'd like. You have the room to yourself, and closing the door behind you that led into this place, you're pretty certain that you won't have to worry about making much noise. I mean, you saw Steve Irwin throwing a fucking fit in here earlier. Is there anything you want to do in here? I mean, I think just investigate a mystery to just start. You're just in a magical place.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Using magic or using lore?
Oh, interesting. I think it will determine the kinds of questions and answers you get. If you're using magic, you'll be looking at this place in the phase state. If you're not, you'll be looking at it regularly.
Well, I'm inclined to look at it. Tag is inclined to look at it in the phase state.
All right, start us off that way.
7.
Cool. You get 2 questions.
Well, tell me what I see. Let
phase
me give you this more specific. Tag walks up to the unknown door, and just puts a hand on it, and to see if I can get any sense of what magic is lying on the other side.
Sure. The doorway is actually a rift. but it is unlike any of the others you have seen. The others being those places on each of the planets that were kind of torn through. Those were unstable, temporary, and sloppy. This rift is a permanent feature. The lip of it long ago cauterized to hold it here. There are traces of every element bound into its perimeter. These are wards designed to keep whatever is on the other side from ever returning to this place. Even in the phase state. Actually, that's after you open the door. Yeah, so you see that it is a rift. And as you look around, you can see that all of the other doors are as well. However, they are specifically linked to individual elements. The brass door is a fire rift. The sliding door of glass is water. The rubber door is lightning. The polished wood with silver bands is bloom. The purple crystals is void. The rotting wood is blight. And each of them is a gateway to, we can infer, but as of right now, they are tied to individual elements, while the unknown door seems to be closed tight by those same elements.
Well, so let me burn some questions. What is being concealed here?
I think the fact that the doors are just rifts, they seem to be portals, and the thing that's the unknown door, the seventh door, every effort has been made to not only seal it shut, but block out what's on the other side. So, for example, you walk over to the fire door, and you can see through it like a window. You can see the desert, and you can see pieces and parts of the Tyne village. You look through the wooden door with silver bands, you can see the jungle, and you can see druidic-like creatures walking around. These like ents that are just, these trees. Each one that you look through, you get a sense of where it leads. The mystery door has been sealed, so you can't even get a feel for what's going on the other side. Whatever the fuck is on this thing that's warding it, it is some heavy duty stuff.
Okay, I turn to the group. So I was kind of procrastinating about this. My dad gave me a key to this door. I knew I would have to go through it eventually, and on the other side, I know that I will have to make a choice, but I didn't want to think about that choice, and I didn't want to think about that future, so I've been largely ignoring it. But with what happened tonight with Steve Irwin, with the overthrow of the parallel order, with this potential end that he's trying to reach, end of the balance of summoner and elemental magic, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I think that something big is coming, and I think that I can't really be prepared to face it until I face the things that I have to do, that I'd be going in with one arm tied behind my back, but I used to think that I had this individual destiny, and I just can't believe that that's true. I think that our destinies are irrevocably tied to who we create them with. I don't know what it would be like for you all to step through that door with me.
We're gonna find out, because I'm gonna go right with you.
Thank you, Bryn. No one has to, but I just have a feeling that what's on the other side, it connects all of this. It connects the rifts. It connects the malice. It's part of what Steve is doing, part of what the company is trying to do. I think that there are answers here that go back very, very, very long in time, whose tendrils touch our lives now. I'm gonna go.
I'd love to get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just side note, expertly timed popsicle bite. Really expert.
You didn't take a bite that whole time. That's
It was too cold.
amazing.
I know it's melting.
All right, you going through this door?
Yeah.
Okay. The key fits perfectly, and the lock clicks open. The moment it does, the key dissolves in your hand, melting into a thick, hot tar. Rather than drip away or congeal, the tar, or malice, is absorbed into your skin. You know, without any clear reason why, that the key is now a part of you, and you may open this door whenever you please, or lock it. The doorway before you stands open. Inside, you see only darkness. And the interior of the doorway is blank. Nothing can be revealed from this side. You click over into the face state a couple times to make sure, but there's nothing. You feel that there's a barrier against any psychic or magical probing, but you can tell it is a doorway, one which you can pass through.
I look back to the group. Hold out my hand.
Want some popsicle?
No, I'm sorry. That's for you.
Whose hand did you want to hold? Because you.
Well, I thought we'd make just like a little chain, just like a safety
Like
thing.
we did on the water planet.
You don't want kids to get separated. Yeah.
Okay.
Rex,
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
you can be at
Yeah,
the back.
I have to be at the end because I only have one hand.
Chain. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You can't
You step through the door.
All right. To be difficult, I take Rex's popsicle hand. I just.
There's a quick transition. And then you hear Azahel, the Continuum, the All-Mother, says to you, Tag, you've been called here to answer for your crimes. When you look down at your hands, they are not your hands. They are clad in black steel gauntlets. When you look at those gathered before you, you realize you're still in the Hall of Doors. Around you stand the summoners of old. You are tasked with recycling our waste, returning it here to the source, so we might use it again to enrich the system. This is a necessary task. This is for the betterment of our worlds and our peoples. And yet, the balance has not been maintained. The energy returned is far less than that which has been expended. We can see now you are keeping some of these energies for yourself. What is the meaning of this? I'm going to drop a link into the Skype chat. I'm going to let you guys take a peek. Please don't look at each other's pages. I'm going to read to chat. You each have 2 objectives.
What?
There is a super objective that is the same for all of you. Maintain balance within the system and preserve the council. Without these things, you will lose your powers and standing. The Continuum is the creator and leader of this council. She has the power to strip you of your powers. Therefore, outright opposition to her is extremely dangerous and has never before been attempted. Each of you has an individual character objective. I could build the history of this world, and you guys keep looking into the books to try and find it, but I thought it would be much more fun for all of us to build the history of the world together. And because Tag brought you in with him, as I suspected he might, you will all play a part in creating this world. I only ask that you honor your objectives. We can find the line here because you are all present, but you are also all of the characters that are listed on those places. And when you look around this room, you see the summoners of old. Just to get it out of the way, my favorite character is there. Slokta is standing there in her acid green robes, but this is far before she ever became Slokta the Insidious. She resembles the beautiful woman that you saw in all of her portraits, and she is a regal, if not evil and Cruella de Vil looking individual. There's also a summoner there who we've only heard about in some of Merkwerky's fan fiction. Her name is Primus, and she is the lightning summoner. Now, I made the call because I thought it would be cool for each of you to play characters from your own planets, but I realized we didn't know some of them, and so I just wanted you guys to play characters that we've met before, and that's why I made these decisions. Would you please go around as I call on you and introduce yourselves in your best character voice? Sam?
All right. Hey! Danny DeVito here. Rocking the, representing for all of your water needs, summoning water from dusk till dawn. Glad to be part of the council. Nice to
Rex?
be here. Hope you're all well.
Oh, hi. I'm Sly Tate, the Blackjack Brandywine Rose. And if you're looking at me, it's like you're looking into a void.
Ooh.
I'm the void.
Bryn?
Huh? Oi, it's Horace. It's good to be here. I don't speak Scottish, so this is only for you, Jesse.
And Tag.
It's me. Okay, Paul, what's the pronunciation? Azahel?
I don't know. We've only ever called him Half Dad.
Yeah, right.
Azahel?
Azahel?
Yeah.
Azahel. Tora Pippi Wolfenstein. AKA Half Dad. You know me as the not quite so lovable, not quite so dead.
Excellent. Okay, so each of these people in front of you have been assigned a brand new character with a brand new character sheet. There are limited abilities, but you are all ancient summoners, so I think that we can be pretty loosey-goosey with the magic. So I've made very bendable use magic rules for each of you. However, unlike Bryn, you are all limited to the planet that you represent. So Sly only has control of void, Danny DeVito only has control of water, Horace only has control of fire. Azahel, you have your own suite of abilities, which I don't know if any of this will come into play. So my objective, so I've dropped you into what is a defining moment for the history of this system, and I don't know exactly what shakes out. So we're going to just have a meeting of the original Summoner Council. This would not be your first meeting, but it is the first Summoner Council. And I'm going to just give you the Continuums line one more time, Tag, because the purpose of this meeting is that, so actually starting now, I'm going to start referring to you as your names. Azahel, you have been called here to answer for your crimes. In particular, You are tasked with cycling our waste, returning it here to the source so we might use it again to enrich the system. This is a necessary task. This is for the betterment of our worlds and our people, and yet the balance has not been maintained. The energy returned is far less than that which has been expended. We can see now you are keeping some of these energies for yourself. What is the meaning of this?
I can't be compensated for my efforts.
That is not in the design.
It is a natural byproduct of the process of transforming these elements. An extraordinary amount of care goes into the work that I do. It is by no means a simple task, so if some magic is lost, if some energy leaks, why, it is not a foolproof system, but it is also not sabotage, Empress.
This is a rather recent development in the grand scheme of things, which is what makes me think something has changed.
Machines lose efficiency over time. I am not entirely surprised.
Interesting. Now, it is of my...
Do you feel as if your planets have lost considerable horsepower, if we are to keep the analogy going?
I will let the summoners, for whom the voice of the planets, answer that for you. Sly, what say you about the Void Planet?
Oh, honey, we're doing just fine over at the Void Planet, but I do have to say, I thought you would be better at lying to us.
Very clever.
I mean, you are, so I'd just like to know why.
I'm telling the truth. It is not a shock to each of you that you have put me in charge of this task. I suspect you had me do it because you knew that I was capable of doing it the best. So, I have done so. I trust that you will continue to give me your confidence so long as your reigns go unaffected on your respective planets. As I know they are, having made sure that my system works.
But we're telling you the system doesn't work.
And how does it not work? You just said that you were doing mighty fine on Void.
I was using a little hyperbole myself.
Mr. DeVito?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's telling the truth, just based off what I heard so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a compliment. It's just, it's what I hear. He's saying words. It's just the way that it goes.
We appreciate your contribution, as always, Mr. DeVito. And how are things on your planet, then? Does the water world fare well?
Oh, yeah, we got high tides. We got low tides. We got fish. We got encephalopods. We got starfish. It's wild. I rode on some dolphins the other day. It was fantastic. But I know what you're saying. I'm not distracting you guys on porpoise. Anyway, one of the best parts about being a summoner is the fact that we all get to come together here at this council, which I appreciate, though the hors d'oeuvres this week were a little bit underwhelming. That notwithstanding, I find it absolutely repulsive that we could all stand here and besmirch this fine gentleman for doing such an excellent job.
Thank you, Mr. DeVito. Rebuttal? I have to add? I suppose you would need to rebut a compliment as such.
I believe I will quote Mr. DeVito's words. We have fish, we have encephalopods, we have dogfish. Today I rode on a dolphin. Do these sound like the traits of a planet in distress?
Horus and the Fire World.
Yeah.
I can't do. You're gonna have to do the accent for me, Josie, because I don't know this one. Ugh. Ugh. Just do it for a second. Give me his voice.
I'll have my favorite motorist cue you up on the Scottish dialect.
Oh, I don't fucking know, man. It's just
rip into it.
Jesus. It's gonna come out English.
I the rule in Void Jumpers, as far as dialects is concerned, is just sound ambiguously different.
Thank
and
you.
It can change as it changes.
Thank you.
We're very
Okay.
we are as fluid with dialects on Void Jumpers as they are with pronouns on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay. We're just who the fuck.
Fast and loose is how we play.
I don't remember Scrooge McDuck. All right. Oi, I think you're mighty disgusting, is what I think. And I
Wow.
think that the Fire Planet should be ruling for everyone.
Okay, briefly. Excuse me, Miss Coronado, pulling out a freaking phenomenal Scottish accent.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's not terrible. Don't bury your face in your shirt. That was terrific. You've lost all my sympathies going forward.
I'll try.
Well, Horace, if that is in fact the case, I suppose my challenge to you is as simple as a tongue twister. Perhaps Peter Piper.
I don't even know how to roll that many R's. Peter Piper.
What did Peter Piper do?
Oh, fuck you. That's what he did.
All right.
Summoners, please. This is a hearing to determine the fate of the system. We will not let it fall into petty squabbles again.
Why have you called me here?
You are here to
It
answer.
sounds like there is no consensus of great problems. Certainly not enough to justify this, whatever you want to call it, hearing, intervention, witch hunt.
In which case, Horace brings up an interesting point. He suggests that he be the voice of the council, a unified decision maker. Is there any reason why the Fire Planet should not be in charge of the council?
Well, the current leader would have an objection to that. She was so upset about it, in fact, that she forgot that she was even supposed to be doing an accent.
Fast and loose, like I said, y'all, fast and loose.
And the Water Planet certainly objects to the Fire Planet trying to take over. Horace can't even do Peter Piper.
Fuck you
Can't do
too.
Peter Piper, how you gonna lead a whole? Yeah.
All right, perhaps we table the leadership change.
I'm sorry, is this meeting been called to seat a new voice of the continuum, or is this some sort of disciplinary hearing? I didn't exactly get the agenda before I arrived.
Well, maybe that's a clue then, honey.
Yes, indeed, Sly. Thank you.
Speak simply, Sly. If it is a clue, clue me in.
We're calling you on the carpet. These numbers don't add up, and you got some accounting to do.
The only reason I would consider electing a new leader of the council is to streamline the process which needs to take place. Ultimately, the council would still answer to me. But what I bring before you now are these charges and a proposed punishment.
Ha!
You find that funny, Azahel?
Yes. I find it deeply, deeply amusing that you would see fit to dole out punishment. Quick check-in. Is this what vague timeline is this? Am I on this? I'm not on this council, right?
This is
They
the way
pulled me
that
up
I
from
see it
my-
is.
from basically pulled me up from Hades.
Yes, but you. Yeah. I mean, I think that we're kind of establishing what exactly it means, but you would be.
I guess I just realized that I might
called
be
an equal, but
spoiling
not
something.
treated as one.
I guess this,
You are
is this the moment where I am to be disciplined, or I'm trying to like
Yes.
speak in a non-spoiler way about.
Sure, yes. What the continuum says is she says, I propose that Azahel be banished from the system.
From the system. Was it not enough to remove me as a summoner?
The duties you perform are indeed, up until now, only possible to be performed by you. So it's no mystery as to why you were created. We needed to balance the equation. But the equation is no longer balanced because of your deception. So if you cannot do the job, if you refuse to do the job, if you work against the balance, I say you are removed. We cut the tumor out.
You call me. Yes, Horace?
Oh, I just said I agree.
You call me a tumor. You have given me a job to do. You've given me the job of disposing of the elemental waste of your planets, to be a garbage man of sorts, a janitor of magical energy. I have done this job. But you seek to punish me for doing that which you charged me to do, to deal in the muck and the filth. It is now my economy because you have forced it to be my economy. You have deprived me. You have unseated me from a council of nobility and banished me to a realm of waste. If I am the tumor, it is only because you have made me so.
Listen, Sugar, I don't think you're a tumor at all. I think you're a little misunderstood, and that maybe you're right about some things that we've done, that we've put you in a tough position. But you cannot deny that you have also put us in a tough position by continuing to do things that you know will upset the balance of the universe.
How? If the balance of the universe is and is only maintained as the isolation, the accumulation of wealth in the form of power amongst people who choose to make their circle ever smaller, what recourse do I have but to try to maintain enough to survive?
But it's leading to the destruction of our planets.
If you define destruction in contrast to the arrogance of wealth that has been established, sure. But I think that that's like saying you've flown private for so many years that you're now upset about being in first class.
I think you know what you're doing is wrong, and you don't like it that we're holding you accountable for it.
Why is it wrong? Am I harming the other planets? No. Have I contributed to the death of a single individual? No. I am making what I can with what I can. You want to send me to live in an underworld. We must feed the denizens of the underworld.
Then why is it a recent change? Why has it functioned so perfectly for millennia? And yet then as soon as we turn it over to you, it no longer works.
It's only functioned perfectly for millennia because you have not wanted to look at what perfection is from the other side of the mirror.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means that it's perfection if you don't step outside of your towers. If you don't see what the reality of life is. Oh shoot, this is a dramatic monologue and I have to sneeze. Woo!
Okay, it's gone.
Slakta sweeps through the room. She's been lurking on the edges as Azahel sneezes and says, I personally think Blight's also getting shafted. I stand with Azahel.
Yeah, that's not great.
We're tired of sucking your fuel out of the universe and sending it to him. He might be the trash man, but we're the garbage can.
It's true. Slakta is the garbage can.
Thank you.
It's not very polite.
Well, contradicting Slakta would also be impolite, so I figured better to agree.
What are we doing here? Are we going to talk all day about how you feel like I am not kissing your feet with sufficient gusto?
Would you rather have me just zap you of all your powers?
Why, yes, I would.
That
I'm sorry, why is that?
I would rather be nothing than continue to be treated like nothing. So, if that is your position, then by all means, Sly, zap away.
Sounds good to me.
You are tempting me with
I've
this
got an
good
idea.
thought.
I know what could fix this whole problem. Slakta steps down, and Azahel takes over a blight planet. Yeah, right? Problem solved. Just fold him right in. Now he's got his own share. He feels compensated. Everybody wins.
Slaughter?
I'd like to see you try it, DeVito. I'll poison every ocean on your planet. I'll eat dogfish for breakfast for the rest of my fucking existence.
I'm not interested in disrupting the balance, and I regret that you cannot see the simplicity of the proposition that I come to you with. Nothing needs to be disrupted. Slakta doesn't need to be unseated. The continuum can maintain its function in harmony. Like you said, Sly, this has been happening for millennia. Waste is produced. Why not acknowledge it? I don't need to be a planet. I don't need to orbit the continuum. I am perfectly happy to maintain my residence in whatever nether sphere you've taken me to. Just let me be recognized for the work that I do.
Okay, here's a sash and a crown.
Interesting. I have been thinking a crown might be a good look.
Is the work not enough? It is because of you that the balance has been maintained. As a sacrifice, You do not get to look in the mirror every day and congratulate yourself. But it is because of you that things have worked so well thus far. It is why you were created. It is your purpose. Is your purpose not enough?
And what if I said no? What if I said, I do want recognition? What if I said, I do want a shred of decency in my treatment? Why not seat me at the council? I've been here as long as you have. I come from the same source. My work is vital to the continued function of all of our planets. As I see it, it's free. I'm not asking for anything more than to do what I've always done. I just want you to be a little nicer to me.
It might upset the balance. We have no idea what it might do. It could end us all.
To seat me at the council, it could end us all.
It would change the way things have always been. This system is ingrained. The entire universe is built upon it. We cannot risk that for your contentment, Azahel.
I don't want to disagree with you, but didn't we create him? Didn't that already change the balance?
Azahel was a symptom. In the beginning, there was only me.
Yeah, we heard that part before.
Yes, Sly, you've made it clear that you do not enjoy your studies. I created all of you. That upset the balance. Azahel was created through my works as a symptom of that change. Who is to say what would happen if Azahel was reinstated into this council? Would that not significantly alter the structure of things?
Well, we could always try with something smaller. You know, like kick out Slakta and replace Slakta with, say, an actual trash can. I mean, it's not going to be that much different. Just probe the waters. If that doesn't disrupt stuff, then, you know, I know Azahel doesn't want the responsibility, but, you know, just, you know, a planet is like a, like a consolation.
We are talking in circles. No one wants to make the big decision, so I will bring it to the council. I cannot enact this on my own, pending an outright act of aggression from Azahel himself. It must be decided upon that he is banished. Slakta says, I oppose. Primus glides over. Great hair, great robes, electricity, and I gave Primus an objective, and that objective was we must honor what the continuum requests. Balance is all that matters. I agree. Azahel should be banished.
I agree. Banish the wee lad.
Look, he's been very, very naughty. But I think we ought to think twice before we decide to banish him. I think the old saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, could be important in this situation. Plus, he's kind of fun to look at.
You must decide, Sly.
I oppose.
Mr. DeVito?
Well, this is easy. There's nothing I desire more than a complete balance for the council. So it's very easy. On behalf of the water planet, we abstain.
That puts us into gridlock. Then I rule, until a decision is made, Azahel be removed from the system, pending our decision.
No.
What was that?
No.
Oh, Lord.
You dare defy the order of the continuum.
You talk about balance. I'm not here to upset it. I'm here to maintain it by doing exactly what I've been doing. All I'm asking for is recognition. You're willing to disrupt everything out of pride, to hold on to some sort of consolidation of power that you think would vanish by merely gifting me a title and a chair at your table.
These things cannot be given, Azahel. You either are or you are not. And you have never been.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my moves. It
Please
is
do.
Use Malice. I am going to summon forth Malice to problem solve. So, as it's written out, it can attack or defend. Since we're in kind of a non-combat situation, I think it is a... yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out.
Okay.
What trait am I rolling?
Magic. I think everybody's got 3 magic. They're all summoners.
Okay, I didn't roll well, but I am going to cash in 2 points from the store, or from chat, to bring it up to a full success. I think this is... I didn't know what I was saving them for, but this is clearly, thank you, chat, what I need.
Okay, Malice helps without incident. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't know. Let's figure this out. I don't have a plan. I'm kind of thinking it almost as like Tom Hardy and Venom. That Malice has a sentience that is outside of my own, and I'm kind of calling upon it in my time of need.
Okay. Here's what I would say. I don't have an agenda, so there's no wrong choice, but you will have to define what it is you are either attempting to achieve or calling forth to give us a visual, because there is going to be a reaction to seeing this stuff in the chamber.
Okay, I think it essentially it's almost like a black puddle, but it's not smooth. It's like a jagged and scattered at points. And it seeps under the doorway. It sort of seeps under the floors. It starts dripping down from the walls. And I imagine that Azahel is kind of facing the rest of them. So it's all coming in from behind him and it's traveling on the floors. And as it reaches him, it starts to run up his legs and accumulate together, and it sort of forms together into this obsidian throne that sort of, it seats him on it. Sort of a gesture as if to say, like, I have my seat at the council. I am here.
The continuum backs up, and I think she's got I think she also has a glaive, because Azahel has a glaive. Hers forms like a summoned weapon and is a radiant beam of light that comes together to form a glaive, and she levels it at you, Azahel, and says, "He's brought this filth to our plane. An act of outright aggression allows me to supersede the ruling of this council and definitively declare that Azahel will be banished forever forth from this moment. Summoners, arm yourselves." What do each of you do? Primus pulls out like a morning star that's just crackling with electricity and says, "I do as you wish." Slokta just like with her black staff and jumps back to stand next to you, Azahel, and says, "All right, motherfucker, but I get to be a boss nasty too when we win this thing." The rest of you?
I take out my trident. And I stand with the continuum.
Okay.
I think Sly reluctantly pulls out her pump action shotgun.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And says, "Y'all, we don't have to fight. Come on, we can still figure this out."
I've never wished to fight. You pulled a weapon, I merely pulled a chair. Do we have a Bloom Summoner here on this council as well?
Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I always forget the Bloom Summoner. I feel like it would be the character I'd want to play too. Did I not have Bloom? I must have. I used Merc's website.
That her name is Missorium.
Trying to think of it for the numbers.
Oh yeah.
What this fight is about to look like.
And she looks like a grandma.
Yeah, Missorium. She
Oh great, it's like Limporium, but Missorium. Cool.
Lisa's
yeah.
scenario.
She will say also she was sleeping during the vote. And so when all of this starts happening, she wakes up and says, it just like puts up her hands and all of these fucking like vines climb up and over her and create this like Bloom mech suit. And she is standing with the... She's off to the side kind of like Sly, but still kind of standing with the continuum. Horace?
I think Horace was like waiting for this moment. It's been itching. And so he immediately pulled out the staff and has summoned the Sammy Serpent and is ready to strike with it.
Roll for it. You're hitting Azahel? That's going to put us into initiative. We're going to start with...
Well, do I have to hit him with it, or can I summon it and have it at my side, ready?
Oh.
Somebody's got to swing, you know.
That's an attack.
Sure. Horse.
It's an attack.
Horse will swing. It's a 10.
Read us what it does.
Fuck. Lisa, I never thought we'd be here, you know.
Well, no. Shit happens.
Shit happens, clearly.
It's a flame. It's Flame Nova. It's 7 harm, ignore armor magic, double damage versus blight, bloom, half damage versus water.
Everybody's got 30 HP. I forgot to put that on your thing.
So wait a minute. So blight, Slokta is fighting with.
Yeah,
right.
she's.
So I'm gonna aim this at Slokta because it'll do double damage. It'll do 14.
Okay.
Wow, Slokta, you're
nasty
really
bitch.
helping me out here.
When she turns to you to say, like, you better make me a boss too, she turns around and this serpent just wrecks her. And she goes flying and, like, sliding through your malice. And there's an explosion and stuff is, like, on fire now as the serpent returns back to Horace's staff. Which brings us to Azahel.
Okay, so it's a fucking fight now. So that chair, the malice of the chair, will raise up higher, kind of raise him from a seated to a standing position, travel up his legs, body, and form on his arms. He is now using Malice again, but as a combat aid. And that is a 14, my friends. Eat my butt.
Okay. What would you? What's your flavor of attack here?
So the Sammy Serpent has leapt at Slokta. It's like a charging attack.
I see it kind of like Gandalf's fireworks, where it just like hit Slokta, took her into the wall, and then just exploded into flames, and then went back into Horus's staff.
Okay. Then as Horus is holding out his staff here, receiving... Shoot, it's so tough because it's so tough. We've played for a year now a game where we are magical badasses who can do incredible things and fuck up these enemies. And so we've given ourselves the benefit of like, can you do that? Is it cool? Yes, do it. But now that there's a human on the other side, I'm trying to play fair to Lisa.
You rolled a 14.
I know. I want to. God, I'm gonna now be reactive. I'm gonna say what I'll try to do. I'm gonna just slam the glaive right down at Horus. If I have to choose between dealing damage and disabling the staff, I'll choose disable.
Because you didn't just roll a glaive attack, because you were specifically using Malice, that would be one of the things it could easily do. In fact, we're going to say, instead of using Malice, we're going to use your move, Eat Energy. You can siphon the energy from a magical source to enhance your abilities. If successful, boost damage on all Malice attacks by +2. So Horus, the staff splinters down and cracks apart, and you feel all of the energy get ripped out of it, and now you watch as it starts to swirl around Azahel's glaive, and the flames turn black. They still look like flames, but they're just black.
Black flames.
Danny DeVito.
Okay. I take my trident and I spin it above my head as I've been watching all this. When Horus attacked Slokta, I was going to attack Horus because Horus was supposed to attack Azahel, but then attacked Slokta, and then Azahel attacked Horus. So now I feel like I got to try to pacify the situation. So we're going to start with the roll here of 12.
Wonderful. What are you using?
I'm using water to aid the situation.
Okay. How would you like to?
So for the problem solve, I feel like everybody's getting real riled up. So Danny DeVito spins his trident above his head and stabs it into the ground, and sand appears everywhere, and these palm trees pop up, and there's this luxurious waterway that appears, and you can hear luau music wafting behind, just trying to make everybody have some sort of have to win against some defense against feeling pacified and at peace in the new environment.
Okay. You rolled a 12.
Paradise attack.
Paradise attack. How do we resolve this? Everybody. Roll? Yeah, I think everybody resists. Roll plus charm.
Ooh, that's not my best stat.
10.
7.
12.
Sly and Horus, you are both free from the effect. Slokta is also free from the effect. And Primus is also free from the effect. Oh, and Masorium. Fucking Masorium. Masorium is chill as fuck. Rolls low. Sits down, cross-legged, and starts like swaying with the palm trees and says, "Yes, this is nice, Danny DeVito. You always knew how to just chill us out." Primus leaps into
is the
air.
continuum like a figment in this fight? How does the continuum exist?
The
here?
continuum's
Okay.
going to go at the end of the initiative, so it'll be after you, Rex. Primus leaps into the air and swings the glaive towards Azahel, but Slokta has run forward and just launched this like cloud of acid and smoke and like disgusting bog that just hits the mace or the Morning Star, and it just disintegrates into components. Like it just slags. And the two, Slokta and Primus, just collide and start rolling around on the beach. Which brings us to you, Sly. Sorry, Azahel, you are going to be taking... I think we're going to decide what a partial success does on your turn. Sly, go ahead.
So I pump my shotgun and I turn and I face the continuum and I say, "Now listen, you are just getting out of hand. And I'm not going to stand for it, all right? We do not have to fight, but you need to sit in your corner for a little bit." And I fire around.
At the continuum?
Wow!
Continuum? Dude.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, I thought you and I were on different sides, but I don't know. I didn't
I'm not on your side either, mister.
No.
Is there something wrong with your eye? Do you need to get that looked at? It really looks like there's something wrong.
Is the continuum humanoid in form?
Yeah, she's just like an empress, but super crackly, summonery, like super magic, demigod looking lady. But she is humanoid. Pause, Sly. I just figured out what it is. Mark this down there, Azahel. Because of Danny DeVito's power, you will take a +2 on any non-aggressive action you take, and a -2 on any aggressive action you take your next turn. It will last for 1 turn. Sly, roll to shoot.
Ooh, I'm nervous. This could be really bad. Ha! That's a 13, motherfucker.
All right. All right. I didn't give you shotgun stats, but it is the perfect weapon, so we're going to base it off of Azahel's glaive. And his glaive is a 3 arm. That seems low.
And it seems like it's a void blast, if that makes a difference in terms of what
I figured it would, like, just a big old BFG void shotgun. Yeah. The continuum is about to wave you off when you just unload. And it hits her, I think, like shoulder, neck, head. And so her robes start to turn into purple smoke, and her crown goes flying across the table, and like ding, 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 until it like slides into some malice that's just like residual malice on the table. And she turns to you, Sly, and says, "I am the first. I was the only. Every breath you take, every decision you've made, every power you've been granted, everything that has come since has been in. That's it, goddammit, Sly." And she just floats into the air. And the way that I see it is this. It's like tropical paradise in here now. Sand, there's even like the illusion of surf You know, even though the ocean's not there, it's like the back wall has become a drop to make it look like the ocean goes on for a long time, and the palm trees are swaying, and there's even like a continuum sun in the sky. She raises and she says, "I'll save the lecture, Sly, because obviously it's been wasted on you." And she starts glowing, and her robes just burn away completely. And she keeps rising into the sky until she's just a silhouette in front of the illusory continuum up there. And she says, "Those who stand against do not stand at all." And she just goes into what we'll call her second form, but all you see is this blast wave that rips forward from the sun. And it kind of reminds me of that moment in Terminator 2 where she has the vision of what's going to happen if they don't succeed, and she's just like standing against the chain link fence, and you watch the city turn to ash. The beach just gets hit with like a heat wind. All of the palm trees bounce backwards and then go up in flames. The sand starts glassing underneath your feet as this immense heat happens. The malice starts floating into the air in these little black bubbles. The only thing that doesn't seem to be affected by this blast, but everyone's weapons are disintegrated, everyone's armor is disintegrated, and everybody takes 15 harm.
Yikes!
As a nuke goes off in the sky.
You said something about the malice?
You still take 15 harm, Azahel, but none of your items are destroyed.
Does that mean Slocta only has 1 hit point left then?
Yeah, I guess it does. She just like flies off of Primus and hits the back wall as the continuum is now above you. She's got 4 arms and these huge angel wings, and a new crown is floating above her head made out of pure light. And Slocta climbs up into the glassed sand and says, "I changed my mind! I'm a good guy now!" Blackout.
Wild. Yeah, simply wild.
So glad Slock's back.
Oh, yeah. He's the best.
I like having Danny DeVito in the house.
Yeah.
I like having
Horace is great too.
Yeah, Brim's Horace. I think from now on, if Horace appears anytime for the rest of the show, Jesse,
For sure.
Yep.
Lisa's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
100%.
Oh, have we had a flashback with Horace yet? Has the spectral Horace returned?
No.
Okay, great. So that's
an opportunity, I think, right there.
Great.
I don't think I listed it, so it's not possible.
Well, I'll have to figure out how to go in and change that. All right, we got a question from Chizette.
Yeah. Who is a person you would love to meet in person? From Merc.
Wait.
Living or anytime?
I'm going to say there is no restriction because it was not stated.
David Bowie.
Nice. I personally don't usually like to choose famous people that I think are cool in this because I just assume I'll be unworthy. Be like, yeah, it'd be cool to meet David Bowie until I fuck that up.
I mean, there's lots of people I want to meet, but I think just how fucking amazing he was across so many mediums. I just would love to pick his brain and his voice. I just want to make him talk to me for an hour and I can listen to it.
I feel like maybe Aristotle.
Whoa. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
I mean, check out, like, not to get controversial or even risque, but there's one quote that this dude threw down that just had me, like, tripping balls forever, which is, he is a wise man who invented God.
Mm. That is fucked up. If you start to think about it. Thanks, Casey.
This was in response to somebody calling him wise.
It's the ultimate like compliment block. It's like, while also being a humble brag. I never met either of my grandfathers, so I think that'd be cool to meet. I hear one of them was like not necessarily the coolest dude, but you can meet him.
Trin?
I've always struggled with questions like this because I really don't know. I think maybe for some of the same reasons that you were saying, Jesse, that anybody actually cool, I assume I would just like not do well talking to them. But,
Or
yeah, I don't
alternatively,
know.
they would suck. It'd be like
Yeah,
one of
or yeah, worse, like they're really awful and you're like, wow, I wish I'd never met that person.
What about like Michelle Obama? She'd be amazing.
Well, you wouldn't have to worry about her sucking.
Exactly.
That's true. She'd be pretty great. I'd definitely hang out with Michelle Obama.
I guess maybe just like some author who I would otherwise never expect to even see in the flesh. Like, so maybe like Don DeLillo. I also feel like he would grow weary of me very quickly, but
I don't know. I could see him being pretty annoying.
yeah. Yeah,
Like
maybe.
you might get tired of him first.
To me, in my brain, he's just like this very still, very quiet, thoughtful person who looks at you in a way that's scary.
And then you meet him, and he's like, "Hey, so see here, kid, what's going on over there? Is those two guys are in fisticuffs?
You want some corn dogs?"
Oh, awesome. All right, I think we're done. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. This was super fun, as always. Thank you to Mark Thomason working all our camera work in the background, and sound effects, and the bumpers, and all the good stuff, keeping us running. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you to Aaron Buin for our intro and our graphics and music. So incredibly talented. I have dropped his SoundCloud in the Discord under announcements. I think it's pinned there, so you can check out his other work. Thank you to Mark Workey, our mod, coming in here every week for a year. Goodness. Hanging out with us, keeping everybody engaged in chat, and then making our website, which is at www.voidjumpers.com. You can check it out, see artwork and character descriptions, and I think past episodes. Are those linked on there? I don't know if those are linked on there. It's on the YouTubes and the Fantasy Network, but it might be on there. I'm not sure.
I got a feeling it's all on there.
Yeah, I think it's all on there. So check it out. Mark made that. So thank you so much, Mark. We adore you. Thank you to Zombie Orpheus for hosting us on their channel. And Zombie Orpheus has game night tomorrow night, unless Mark tells me it's not happening. I'm pretty sure it's happening. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the Discord, in the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Discord. And then we've got the Reliables on Monday. Wonderfully fun show with Christian and James and company. And then we'll be back next Wednesday, I think. Yeah, we'll be here to continue this epic battle. And definitely not doing a Scottish accent.
People
Should
love
be a
this
whole episode.
accent. Yeah.
Whole episode.
It's just me saying the F word over and over again. That's all that's going to happen.
And by the people, I mean specifically me, but that should be enough.
Thank you so much, you guys. And we appreciate everyone that donated today. We've got, did we get a story time or no? I can't remember.
We got a vision of. Oh, we got the werewolf from Merc. The thing did the other
Shabana?
Yeah. I think I'm right on that.
Okay, so we're not missing a story time, so we're good there. Okay.
Well, we did a story time at the beginning, right?
That's right.
From Merc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.